Hi everybody, I'm Cloyd, and today I'm going to teach you how to pass volleyball using the forearm pass. And in volleyball, in case you don't know, you're only allowed to touch the ball 3 times before the ball needs to be back on your opponent's side of the net. And typically the first touch is going to be the forearm pass right after your other team either serves the ball at you or hits the ball at you. And it's very important that you control the ball when you're passing, because whenever your team has the ball, it's all about control, and you want to show your other teammates how much skill that you have. Now there's 5 very important keys when it comes to passing. And the first one is getting low. If you can't get low, it's going to be really hard to get to the ball. And what I like to do, you should have your feet a little more than shoulder width apart. And normally we have a net up, but today we don't. And so if you reach out your arm, it's typically about the bottom of the net. And what you want to do is just get below that net. And what I like to do before they either hit the ball over or serve the ball over, I like to touch the floor just to make sure that I'm low enough. So that'll give you a good idea. And you're mostly just doing squats. So a lot of coaches will be doing a lot of squat practices with you just to build up that muscle if you're going to be a passer. Now, another part when it comes to passing about getting low is making sure that you're not flat-footed. Because when you want to pass the ball, you want to sort of be on the tips of your toes so your heels are off the ground, so it makes it easier to move to the ball. Whereas if I'm standing flat-footed, it's going to be a lot harder to move. Another thing you want to do when you're keeping low is make sure that your shoulders aren't almost parallel with the floor. You want to have your back at almost a 45-degree angle with you on your toes, your heels up, and your arms out. Now the second part is moving to the ball. Moving to the ball is probably the hardest part, and if you're on your toes, that's going to make it a lot easier to get to the ball. The third part or skill of passing a volleyball is positioning to your setter or your target. Your setter or your target is going to be in the right front of the court, and your passers are going to be behind. And if you can see where this green line goes, from this green line all the way to right here. All of this is where you will see your forearm passers, because they are considered the back row. And now the fourth skill after moving to the ball and getting to your setter up there, making sure that your hips are facing towards your setter. If your hips are not facing towards your setter, the ball is just going to go wherever it wants to go. And another reason you need to stay low is because whenever you pass the ball, you're going to come up a little bit, and as my hips are facing towards the target, I'm coming up, so the ball is more than likely going to head that way. Whereas if my hips are over here but my arm is facing over here, the ball can go any which direction. So you want to make sure your hips are facing towards your setter and that your arms and everything is just where your target needs to be. And the final part is making contact. This seems to be the hardest part. Is after you get low, get to the ball, face towards your setter, you want to get low, be on your toes again, stay low, touch the floor if you can, and you'll just make contact very gently. Make sure your arms are at a 45-degree angle and your back is at a 45-degree angle. Now today we're going to start it off pretty simple. So we're going to have groups of 2, and we're going to have one partner standing here on this green line, and the other partner is going to be here on the yellow line. One of the partners is going to be a tosser, just tossing the ball to your partner, while the other person will be passing the ball. Now, one thing to keep this drill really simple and really work on your target is to have the target and tosser not take more than 1, maybe 2 steps to go get the ball, because we just want to control the ball and keep it as simple as possible. So if every other person could get a ball, we might have a group of 3 today, but that's okay. Here's a ball if someone wants it. And we can just line up all along the green and yellow line. So what we want to do is have the passer touch the ball 10 times, and then you'll switch roles. So now the passer becomes the tosser, and then the tosser will become the passer. But just try to work on your aim for the passer, not trying to make your target take more than 1 or 2 steps. So you can go.